You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
This makes Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle.
And I want to understand white rage, and I'm white.
We're the whites. Nobody ever cares if bad things happen to us anymore.
Hold on to my love, 'cause it can be more than enough.
So be beat.
Let's get those likes up, people. Can we get a like in the chat? One of you kind people, please like the video. We got to get back into the Minnesota fraud story. We had some really good independent citizen journalism. A YouTuber named Nick Shirley, he's been on the ground trying to get to the heart of the crime, because they won't investigate it themselves in Minnesota, so you had to send in a young white guy to do the job right. So we're going to cover that and a couple other things in the Somalia story. The general question, though, has Minnesota been conquered, y'all? Shout out to Sigma Jones with the 5 ball. Don't forget to excise them community ghosts. Will do. We are working on our demons, y'all. Shout out to Sigma Jones. Yeah, shout out to Sigma Jones with the 5 ball. Get them likes up, y'all.
Give me the money. Give me the money for all I would do. Give me the money.
Big reversal in a $7.2 million fraud case in Hennepin County. The judge has thrown out the jury's guilty verdict.
This wasn't some technical hiccup. These fraudsters, Abdelfatah Yusuf and Lul Ahmed, were convicted on 6 counts of charges, months of evidence, a jury that deliberated for hours, all erased in one ruling.
Yusuf and his wife, Lul Ahmed, were charged with stealing $7.2 million of taxpayer money through Medicaid overbilling in a personal care assistant or PCA scam. The couple allegedly spent tens of thousands of the fraud money.
And here's the part that rattled people inside the system. The judge didn't say the fraud didn't happen. She said the state couldn't prove who was responsible, which raised this question on everyone's minds. If a case this obvious can't hold, what happens to the rest? Because this ruling hit while Minnesota is already buried under billion-dollar fraud scandals, overseas money trails, and growing federal probes into how taxpayer money keeps disappearing. And here's the twist most people missed.
Now, apparently, people in Minnesota knew what was coming before this whole thing went public. And what apparently keeps happening is that for whatever reason, they just can't get to the bottom of all the fraud in Minnesota. They get a guy, catch him red-handed. I mean, literally had his hand elbow deep in the cookie jar, and they just can't hold a conviction up. Beyond all reasonable doubt, and they can't hold a conviction up. It's weird.
Once that verdict collapsed, the issue stopped being one defendant. It became about whether Minnesota's system can still enforce fraud at all, or whether the feds are stepping in because the state no longer can. And that's where this story really starts. Here's why this case collapsing came out of nowhere and was shocking for most people. This wasn't a messy jury split or a hung panel. It was a unanimous guilty verdict, and that's because all the facts were on the prosecution's side. The fraudulent couple had a home healthcare business that barely existed, and billing Minnesota's Medicaid program for services that either weren't documented or never happened at all. But that wasn't all.
The jury heard evidence that he ran his home healthcare company, Promise Health, out of a mailbox at a Central Avenue address where multiple other home healthcare companies were supposedly located.
I was talking to somebody about this recently. You drive around certain neighborhoods, especially, in the hood, where a lot of immigrant groups come to set up shop and, extract some economic advantage off the local downtrodden community. And I just, sometimes you drive around and you look at the stores and the shops and businesses that a lot of these different foreign people are running. And I smell criminality. I smell graft. I know you guys are laundering money in the back of your little empty ass corner store. Half the shelves don't have anything on it. Got a bunch of unused cooking machinery in the back and shit. Always smells weird when you walk in there. I know this is a front for your real business, bro.
And what's more, they followed the money and found a whole lot of it in Abdul Fattah's accounts. Over $1 million moved from the business into personal accounts. Nearly $400,000 withdrawn in cash. You might be thinking, what could they have possibly needed that much money for? Well, according to prosecutors, they splurged it on luxury purchases, mansions, luxury vacations, a lifestyle that stood out immediately because it didn't exactly line up with their paycheck.
The files documenting spending sprees in which defendants, get this, took taxpayer money that was obviously meant to feed hungry kids during the pandemic, and instead they used it to buy fancy cars, property, jewelry.
And when jurors heard all that evidence, it only took them a few hours to reach a verdict. The jury foreperson later said this about the case.
It was not a difficult decision whatsoever. The deliberation took probably 4 hours at most, based off of the state's evidence that was presented.
So what happened? Why couldn't they hold the conviction? It kind of makes you wonder, you know? Kind of makes you wonder what's going on in a place like Minnesota. Why can't they hold a conviction on such an obvious, what do you call it? A slam dunk case, right? Slam dunk. Gotcha. Elbow deep in the cookie jar. Got the receipts, got everything. What is going on in a place like Minnesota where you guys just cannot get it together? Is it that hard to throw a couple of Somalis in jail for fraud? Is it really that hard?
These people been here for 30 years. And for 30 years, they refuse to assimilate. As a matter of fact, they done turned Minnesota into Little Somalia. Even changed the flag of Minnesota to reflect Somalia. They wasn't trying to be Americans. They were trying to recreate home. But when you tell them it's time to go home, suddenly it's a problem. When you say it's time to pack your bags because your temporary protection is over, honey. It's time to pack your bags and go home. Now, suddenly it's a problem. Oh, we Americans, though. We Americans. Since when? You ain't never tried to be American. You tried to change America. You tried to create your own little Somalia that you could safely have things your way in. Well, we're telling you that we don't want our cities changed into Somalia. We're going to give you a bus ride, a plane ride, a boat ride, and everything else you need until you back safely in Somalia. And let's hope them boats don't get pirated along the way.
I spoke in the fall about the iceberg I saw ahead. Something's fraud that's much larger than what's been visible to the public. When I said that, it wasn't hyperbole or rhetoric, it was a warning. And today I want to talk and I want to show here a sense of what that iceberg looks like, because I think people deserve to know what that is and how big this problem is, because we can't solve the problem until we grapple with the size of it. So the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services pulled the claims data for these 14 programs dating back to 2018. And those 14 programs in Minnesota have cost $18 billion since 2018 and more than $3.5 billion in 2024 alone. So that's a sense of the magnitude of the problem. These are the 14 Medicaid programs, which is just a part of Medicaid.
So a couple of weeks ago when this whole thing broke, it was about 84 guys arrested for a total of roughly $2 billion in fraud. And now that they've expanded the scope to the entirety of the Minnesota welfare network, they found up to 18 billion with a B, billion, billions a Billy, a Billy, a Billy, a Billy, a Billy, a Billy.
These waivered services that have been flagged as being having issues with program integrity and fraud. Now, I'm sure everyone is wondering how much of this $18 billion was fraud. It's not the $1 million question. That's the $18 billion question. The answer is far too much. And the task ahead of all of us is not only figuring out how much of that money was fraud, because we know a snitch.
Yeah, the entire country of Somalia is having a bit of a rebirth right now because of, you know, American welfare money. Somalia is effectively a giant welfare state. I mean, if you're really, if you're going to be just objective about it, it is like maybe the number 2 biggest welfare state in the world, right? You guys figure out who number 1 is on your own. You can worry about who got the number 1 headband, but I'm thinking Somalia is number 2. A few weeks ago, before all this thing popped off, there were a couple of interesting moves in the Minnesota state government. This lady right here was one of the more critical votes in actually attempting to get control of the welfare fraud in Minnesota.
I know that people will be hurt by that vote, and we worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision.
DFL Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman emotional following the House's adjournment from a special session Monday. Hortman was the lone DFL lawmaker to cast a vote to cut Minnesota Care access for undocumented immigrants. It's a move she made with a heavy heart.
I did what leaders do. I stepped up and I got the...
Hey, brother, in the chat, Adam, he says, I done told you, idiot, that Somalia, I guess, has been 2 separate countries for nigh on 50 years now. We really don't fucking care, Margaret. Why would that matter to me? Margaret, why would you think I give a shit that Somalia has been 2 countries for 50 years? You know what else we don't care about? Yugoslavia, nigga. The nerve of these niggas.
I know that people will be hurt by that vote, and we worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision.
DFL Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman emotional following the House's adjournment from a special session Monday. Hortman was the lone DFL lawmaker to cast a vote to cut Minnesota Care access for undocumented immigrants. It's a move she made with a heavy heart.
I did what leaders do. I stepped up and I got the job done for the people of Minnesota.
The bill was deeply unpopular with members of the DFL caucus.
That's a great question, Carmen. Why is she crying about it, though? Kind of makes you wonder.
Members have repeatedly expressed frustration that the bill was part of a compromise, one that would ensure the necessary GOP votes to pass the rest of the state budget.
We are tremendously disappointed and gut-wrenched at this decision, at this compromise that compromises our communities that are most vulnerable.
Hortman knows she let down her own caucus members with the vote.
They're right to be mad at me. I think some of them are pretty angry. I think that their job was to make folks who voted for that bill feel like crap, and I think that they succeeded.
I want you to think about this for a minute. Let's run that last line back.
Hortman knows she let down her own caucus members with the vote.
They're right to be mad at me. I think some of them are pretty angry. I think that their job was to make folks who voted for that bill feel like crap, and I think that they succeeded.
They sure did. They sure did succeed.
Police are searching for the person who shot 2 Minnesota state lawmakers. Right now, we're getting an update from the Attorney General, Governor Tim Walz, and police. Let's listen in.
Wells, the mayor of Brooklyn Park. We're here today because an unspeakable tragedy has unfolded in Minnesota. My good friend and colleague, Speaker Melissa and her husband, Mark, were shot and killed early this morning in what appears to be a politically motivated assassination. Our state lost a great leader, and I lost the dearest of friends. Speaker Hortman was someone who served the people of Minnesota with grace, compassion, humor, and a sense of service. She was a formidable public servant.
Oh my God, really? Adam, get over yourself, bro. Look at Adam raging in the chat. Somalia isn't a tribal land here. How racist can you be? How racist can you be? Is that a challenge? Is that a dare? I don't accept challenges from pirates, nigga. You're back on your boat.
Fixture and a giant in Minnesota. She woke up every day determined to make this state a better place. She is irreplaceable, and we've been missed by so many. Minnesota's thoughts and prayers are with her family, her loved ones, her children, and her parents. My prayers also go out to State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette, who were each shot multiple times. The Hoffmans are out of surgery at this time and receiving care, and we are cautiously optimistic they will survive this assassination attempt. This was an act.
Oh God, you're an Appalachian who consumed information like it's a fat kid eating candy. Damn. You know they have them little gay schools in the mountains too. And you know, you drive through small town America and you expect to see like, you know, redneck hillbilly shit. And the church has a rainbow flag and the schools have transgender teachers. Even Appalachia isn't safe, bro. Appalachia is woke too. There's gay up in the mountains. There's a whole lot of gay up in the mountains, boy.
Active, targeted political violence. Peaceful discourse is the foundation of our democracy. We don't settle our differences with violence or at gunpoint. In the state of Minnesota, and as recently as last week, in the most closely divided state legislature in the country, we sat down, we worked things out, we debated, we shook hands and compromised, and we served the state of Minnesota.
Oh, you must be a kid. He must be a kid. Adam says, if you're not woke, you're a joke.
Nigga, please. Serious.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right. You'll grow up one day, Adam.
Minnesota together. We proved that it's possible, even in these politically charged times, to find compromise and adhere to the principles of democracy and civil discourse. We must all, Minnesota and across the country, stand against all forms of political violence. At this precipice moment we're on, this tragic act here in Minnesota should serve as a reminder to all of us. The democracy and the debates in the halls of Congress, in state.
Hey, shout out to all the Appalachians in the chat, by the way. You gotta get your boy, man. He making y'all look bad. He making y'all look bad. Adam is never gonna make it onto one of those fallen hero flags that you have in your town squares in Appalachia. You gotta get your boy Adam, man. He just don't know yet.
State houses, in school boards, is a way to settle our differences peacefully and move society to a better place. We're collaborating with all local, state, and federal agencies on a full investigation. We're committed to keeping Minnesotans informed as the situation continues. I assure you that those responsible for this will be held accountable. And each and every one of us are committed to making sure that a tragedy like this never repeats itself in Minnesota or across this country.
Melissa Hortman will be remembered as the most consequential speaker in Minnesota history. I get to remember as a close friend, a mentor, and the most talented legislator I ever known. For 7 years, I have had the privilege of signing her agenda into law. I know millions of Minnesotans get to live their lives better because she and Mark chose public service and politics. Her mission was to get as much good done for as many people as possible. It was the focus on people that made Melissa Hortman so effective. She certainly knew how to get her way, no doubt about that. But she never made anyone feel that they've gotten rolled at a negotiating table. That wasn't part of it for her, part of who she was. She didn't need somebody else to lose to win for her. I know that in these times of this inexplicable, unexplainable tragedy, all of us are searching for some kind of meaning, some kind of lesson that we can learn to help ease our loss. And maybe it is this moment where each of us can examine the way we work together, the way we talk about each other, the way we fight for things we care about, a moment when each of us can recommit to engaging in politics and life the way Mark and Melissa did, fiercely, enthusiastically, heartily, but without ever losing sight of our common humanity.
And so Melissa Hortman was killed after casting a controversial vote that would effectively cut back on some of the fraud. Well, it's basically trim back some of the welfare state in Minnesota. And you know that's where the money is. And looking back at it, I wonder whose money did she stop? She had to mess up somebody's money, and that was worth, that was worth a life or two. And when you look at just how entrenched the Somali community is in Minnesota and how deep the fraud is, it only makes you wonder just how far it goes. Is Minnesota conquered? Shout out to Nick Shirley for putting in the work. We're going to go through Nick Shirley's video together now, y'all.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Answer the question. Are there children? There's no children inside this building. Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia like the Al-Shabaab, and others enriched themselves all at the U.S. taxpayers' expense.
This is totally a bad idea in terms of like policy and all that. Be glad I'm not the president is all I'm saying. You think Trump is going too hard. Trump ain't got shit on me. You be glad I'm not the president, because I would bomb some of these Somali towns just to get my money back. I would bomb Somalia out of spite. Any building taller than 4 stories that got built in the last 10 years, I'm blowing that shit the fuck up. No 4th floor for you niggas. You niggas going back 20 years now. I'm blowing up everything now. I'm getting my money back. No way. There's no way. Be glad I'm not the president. Be drone striking villages and shit. I want my shit back. You be glad you don't owe me money. Be glad you don't owe me $18 billion.
And in this video, we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen. And to make this happen, I met up with a man who's been doing his own investigation for years now, as he has seen the fraud firsthand. His name is David. Let's get into this and be prepared to be shocked. How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more. And now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion.
You know the crazy thing about the Somali scandal, and it kind of parallels just a lot of the criticisms with this mass immigration and all that. A lot of your average, well-meaning white folk have no idea what's really going to happen once your town is flooded with all the nons, bro. The nons don't play like you. They don't believe in what you believe in. You look foolish to them.
Got involved is that where my office is here in Minneapolis, I'm sort of in the heart of all of this fraud. And I would see these childcare centers. I said, well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day. And all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking. And then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children. Every time I went by there, they never had a single child there. Then I started to see all these.
Oh, Adam called me an extremist in the chat. It's like when a girl calls you cute. Thank you for noticing. Yeah. I guess I am, buddy. Welcome to the gang.
Transportation companies going around, and it was always a Somali driver. And I said, well, that's great. They're out there transportation contributing, but they never had a passenger, never, ever once. And I said, well, what is all this transportation? What are they doing? So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation. So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy, whatever it might be. And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research came back that there are 1,020 of them, and more than 800 of them are Somali owned. Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided. All they did was write the check.
So right here we have.
This is how a lot of people are going to get screwed in the end, because nobody was looking. Nobody was actually hiding it well, if you understand how that goes, because it was wide open. They knew all you had to do was put in the paperwork and the money would start coming. They didn't even bother to really lie well and try to obscure anything. So now when they go back through the paperwork with a couple of well-trained federal accountants, it's all going to come apart really easily.
All this paperwork. And how are you getting all this information about the fraud?
A lot of it is through my own research. And then I have some contacts at the Capitol going back many, many years. And so the data that I'm getting is 100% accurate, coming directly from research done by people at the state Capitol.
All this paperwork right here, what are we looking at?
The areas of fraud that I have numbers for are mostly related to childcare. This is massive fraud that.
So, Adam, you would agree that people that hate America should be deported, huh? Yeah, Adam, you know what? There might be hope for you. We're going to work on the weird parts, but we can agree that people that hate America should be deported, right? It's a start. It's a start.
Is beyond anyone's imagination, the scope. And so, for example, there's a child care not far from here in Minneapolis that has two child cares listed at the same address. And together, they're licensed supposedly for 120 children. I have never seen a single child there ever. And
they're getting a federal reimbursement per child for over 120 children, and he hasn't even seen one kid. You know, funny thing about having seen one kid, you know what kid we haven't seen yet? Where's that kid that Shiloh called the N-word? Because you know he was a Somali too, right? That wasn't a Jamal or a Jermaine. That was a Mohammedan or some shit. Where's that Somali kid? How come these kids never appear? They never materialize when it matters. They only have these children on paper, apparently. What's going on with that?
I've been by that place at least 100 times.
These Somalians, these groups are setting up these daycares, these childcare centers, getting money from the government, but there's no kids.
No kids. Never had any of them.
You know, back in the day when the Somali pirate thing was kind of cool, and they were making the papers and they were taking oil tankers and not cruise ships, but, you know, they were taking big shit. You know, once upon a time, I was like, damn, you know what? I ain't really doing shit right now. Maybe I should move to Somalia, you know, get my life together, start over a new career on the high seas or whatever. And all I had to do was move to Minnesota. There were Somali pirates in Minnesota this whole time, bro. There were Somali pirates in Minnesota the whole time. I could have went to Minnesota. I could have been a captain now in Minnesota. If I'd have known that, I would have left.
They're all fraught with violations. And even though they have these violations, they're still in operation and they're still getting money. And it's millions of dollars for every one of them every year.
And who's getting the money? And where are they getting the money from?
So we have a thing called CCAP. It's a blend of federal and state money. The bottom line is it's taxpayer money. So it's state money and it's federal money. And the problem is the people at the state of Minnesota are the ones writing the checks. This is kind of the maddening thing is you have
industries involved in the fraud. And once again, shout out to Nick Shirley. He went on the ground, putting himself at great risk so that we can piggyback and do a lot of heavy commentary on what he's done here. Shout out to Nick Shirley. Industries involved in the fraud. That's like when the Haitians wound up in Springfield, Ohio. You guys remember that? You know, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the pets of the people that live there. Yeah. Remember that? Well, apparently that was all orchestrated by like some type of machine plant or some type of big industry that, you know, they needed labor and they weren't hiring the regular people in the town. There's always big money behind this.
have daycare, so you have adult daycare, and then you have child care, and then you have health care. And a lot of these same names keep coming up on all of these different types of businesses. And then, of course, we have the transportation, and a lot of those same names appear, a lot of the same addresses. There's one building that has 14 Somali healthcare companies at the same address. There's another building in St. Paul.
14 healthcare companies at the same address. And it's probably like a motel. 14 healthcare companies operating out of a Motel 6, y'all. Not even. It's probably a storage unit.
That has 22 Somali healthcare businesses at the same address.
And the government knows about this.
The government knows they're writing the checks. Yeah, the Democrats over there just writing the checks. What has happened is that the Somali community is a very closed community. They will not speak to anyone outside the community and talk about what's going on within the community. They vote as a block. And so when you're a politician, you're saying, look, I've got 100,000 people in Minnesota.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think Somalia has conquered Minnesota, y'all. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Minnesota has been conquered. We might have to send the Black Ops in there. We might have to go get those guys from Black Hawk Down. Tell them you missed a few. We got to round up all the Black Hawk Down veterans and tell them that you guys missed a couple. We're going to give you the courtesy of going back there and, sweeping up your mess. But you got the Black Hawk Down guys, you obviously missed a couple. Somalia has taken Minnesota now.
It is a very closed community. They will not speak to anyone outside the community and talk about what's going on within the community. They vote as a block. And so when you're a politician, you're saying, look, I've got 100,000 people in Minnesota that if I do something for the community, they're going to vote for me. And that's what it's all about, is getting the votes. And then the people here in Minnesota, you hear this term, Minnesota nice. I'm so sick of that term. The people here are so afraid of being called a racist or an Islamophobe. And they're just.
Oh, the magical word. You see, much like the N-word, racism in and of itself is kind of a magical talisman. You just have to make the accusation and mountains begin to crumble before you. It's amazing. It really is. Shout out to the magic words. My man Wow in the chat says, I used to be a Democrat until I woke up from nice people like this content creator here.
If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, God damn it, I'm not.
That's right. You need to wake up. These Somalis are coming to steal your Lucky Charms, goddammit. Everybody wants your Lucky Charms.
They're afraid of their own shadow. And I don't understand. This is our future generations are going to have to pay for all this fraud. And They just want to bury their heads in the sand and go on and just not worry about it. Tim Walz saying there's organized crime in Minnesota. What did he do about it? Nothing. You got organized crime? What are you doing? This is the Minnesota law, which mandates that anyone who knows of fraud and is a state employee must.
You know what's so funny? Adam says, "Man, you are just racist." And then, once upon a time that might have troubled me, but think about it. According to the woke rules, Adam, black people can't be racist, right? Only white people can be racist. So therefore, racism is like the white man's superpower. And you're telling me that as a black man, if black people can't be racist, I cannot naturally access the white man's superpower. Yet, however, somehow you have seen something in me that I am capable of wielding the Excalibur of racism. And thank you. I thank you for seeing the greatness in me. Yeah, I can wield the Excalibur of racism as effectively as any angry white man. Yes, I can. I am in fact racist. Just because you said that, I'm gonna own it even extra now. I'm double racism.
Must report that fraud. It's Minnesota Statute 3.971, Subdivision 9. Not only that, but Walz is also guilty of misconduct of a public employee. When I look at the world as a whole.
Misconduct of a public employee? Walsh was in there touching butts, y'all.
3.971, Subdivision 9.
Walz was
not only
touching
that,
butts.
but Walz is also guilty of misconduct of a public employee. When I look at the world as a whole.
Oh, you see these stupid kids? He says, lick the boots of the slave masters. Nigga, those my boots. What do you mean? Those are my boots. What do you mean? Act like niggas never owned niggas before. What's wrong with this kid? Those are my boots. What are you talking about? Niggas own people too, bro. Stop. You have no idea what this world is made of.
And I look at fraud. The Twin Cities is ground zero. The fraud is worse here than anywhere else ever in history. Anywhere.
We're going to go confront these people. We're going to go to these daycare centers. We're going to see what's actually happening.
Okay, so we have to be careful because these people are very violent. They're exceptionally violent.
Now, with all of David's evidence, we headed out to the streets of Minneapolis
What did you just
to see
say?
how much fraud we could uncover in
He
one
said you have to be careful because these people are violent. Did you hear him?
People are very violent.
See what's actually happening.
Okay, so we have to be careful because these people are very violent.
These people are very violent. And he seems like a clean-cut, white bread, Midwestern, normal, regular fella. He does not want the smoke. He probably doesn't even smoke cigars ever. He does not want this smoke. He just wants to cash in his pension and his 401k after 50 years of community service, public service. He doesn't need this shit. I didn't take this job to have to wrestle with Somalis and various nons over welfare scraps and shit.
The world as a whole, and I look at fraud. The Twin Cities is ground zero. The fraud is worse here than anywhere else ever in history. Anywhere.
We're going to go confront these people. We're going to go to these daycare centers. We're going to see what's actually happening.
Okay, so we have to be careful because these people are very violent. They're exceptionally violent.
Now
they are exceptionally violent. Well, I could have told you that.
And I said it from the start. This is advanced darkness. This is heart of darkness. This is the jungle drum. This is the fertility goddess of chaos. They're literally going to eat your balls. They're going to cut your fucking nuts off and eat them.
Whoa, what? They're gonna what?
All of David's evidence, we headed out to the streets of Minneapolis to see how much fraud we could uncover in one afternoon. Where are we going now?
We're going to a place called Mako Child Care, which actually has another child care registered at the same address called Mini Child Care Center.
So we should see lots of children if there's this child care center, especially if there's two.
The two of them combined are licensed for 120.
And how much money have these child care centers received?
None of those vans have moved in 6 months. None of them. In 2020, one of them received $1.3 million. In 2021, they got $987,000. In 2022, they got $714,000. That's the last I have for that one. And then the other one, 1.604 million in fiscal year 2025. Fiscal year 2024, they got about 800,000, and in fiscal year 2023, they got $904,059.
Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Just paper money. This is just money on paper. They didn't even have to pull out a gun and actually rob anybody. This is just pure scammery. Somalian technology.
This place right here. Yes.
We're outside of it.
Well, this is actually 2 daycares are registered here. One of them is Mako, which you see on this sign. The other one is Mini Child Care Center. And between the two of these child care centers, they're pulling in about $3 million a year.
Bro, look, imagine how I feel. Your boy in the chat says, and here I was trying to get rich from selling apes of Za. Bro, listen, man. All this time, I had my mind on the wrong grind. I should have been moving with the Somalis, bro. I should have ran me a fake daycare. Put a bunch of fake kids on the paperwork. Could have been doing it big, bro. I was up here trying to sell weed and shit. Just like a nigga.
And there are no children. Every facility you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
There are indeed no windows. All the windows are blacked out right here. All right, let's go in. And the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell? Yeah. Try to get in, rang the doorbell. Nobody showed up. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. It says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building here, right here, has generated millions of dollars, and it seems like business isn't even open right now, and it's a weekday. And if this was a daycare center—
Black America, by the way, black folk, I hope you're paying attention, all right? I'm not going to point no elbows at nobody, but somebody needs to get their shit together. Some of you niggas got to step your game up, all right? You out here scamming gift cards and selling zips on the corner and shit. You niggas need to step your ambition up. You could do so much better. You letting these foreigners out hustle you in a country that the white man just handed over to you. It's kind of shameful when I think about it.
Wouldn't it just be in some industrialized building? There'd be maybe like a playground or something outside, or—
There's no play area for the kids. So where are the kids? Where's anybody? How can there be nobody here? And it's like this every single day. I've never seen a single child here. In 9 years, I've never seen a single child at this building. Right there.
Oh, then now it looks like we already got the Somalis coming through.
Yeah, they're coming. The word's out.
Hello, is this your daycare?
No. Can you tell us why there are no children? Have you ever seen children at this child care center?
Doesn't know if she's ever seen a child here. All right, let's go to the next location. Now we're going to the next daycare center. How much money has this one generated?
This one,
Damn.
in fiscal—
I feel like I'm riding around with the police right now. Just going from trap house to trap house.
year 2025, $1,042,059. In fiscal year 2024, $1,059,078. And in fiscal year 2023, $727,336.
This next one is literally 1 block away, and this one's also generated nearly $3 million in the past 3 years. Let's see if there's any children. Let's see if any of the buildings are open. Here we go. All right, we've arrived to—
Shout out to everybody in the chat. We might have a lot of new people come through. Led Pasha wants to know, what's this live about, my G? We are investigating Somali fraud, bro. The Somalis are scamming niggas out of everything. And I just realized that, as Black America watching this shit go down, I'm not even trying to hate. Let Trump get these niggas up out of here. It got nothing to do with me. Let the white man clean up his house. But we need to do better, is all I'm saying. We can't let these foreign cosplay niggas come over here and out scam us and out hustle us and all of that shit. So we need to take notes, bro. There's all kind of scams that Black America hasn't even begun to access yet. You gonna let these niggas out hustle us, and we've been here for like 400 years? It's crazy work when I think about it. We gotta get these niggas up out of here so we can take over the Somali daycare scam business.
ABC Learning Center. All the windows are blacked out. Let's see if anybody...
Right, these niggas stole our reparations. That's really what I'm thinking about. These niggas done stole our reparations. That white man was gonna get that money to us, and here y'all niggas came and took it.
Is here. This door is locked.
This facility is licensed for 40 children. 0 children. I've come by this place 100 times. I've never seen a child here, ever. The only thing I've ever seen is someone standing outside smoking.
I mean, in a weird way, Busy Slim says you're endorsing this and saying blacks need to out hustle these Somalis. In a weird way, I mean, you know, we're joking, tongue in cheek and all that, but black folk live here. All right, listen, we're the criminals that were already here. Do you really want to import more foreign scamming criminals? No. Let's deal with the criminal class that's homegrown and born here. Okay, we earned this shit. They have no right to this. This is a territorial thing. This is a turf thing, nigga. This is a fucking turf thing.
What's crazy about this is that last daycare center is that green building right there. And the other daycare center right now is right here. These buildings should be operating as they're receiving literally millions of dollars. I knocked on the door, and to my surprise, somebody actually answered the door. Hello? Can we speak? I would like to check a child in the daycare. Why? Can I speak to a manager?
She said, why? He said, I would like to check my child into daycare. She's like, why? Why? Let me see this white child you talk of. Produce this white child you speak of.
Door. Hello? Can we speak? I would like to check a child in the daycare. Why? Can I speak to a manager? Where can I get paperwork to file for my son? I wanted to put my son Joey in daycare. And after a few questions, the lady went silent. Looks like little Joey Shirley ain't going to daycare here. And now where are we going?
Now we're going to Sweet Angel Childcare.
We're in the middle of a strip mall here inside of this neighborhood.
In fiscal year 2025, this facility...
A child care place in a strip mall. Probably sell cars and shit next door too.
Which says it's licensed for 74 kids, was paid $1.26 million in tax money. And there are no kids, and all the facilities are the same way, all of them.
Let's see if anyone opens.
Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I try to find a spot for my son Joey, and they would not open the door. I want to put my son Joey in daycare. Cause I need a spot to put my son Joey.
Asking why? Hold up. Why they keep asking why? Why when you pull up to a daycare center and you just randomly ask, like, how can I get my kid enrolled in here? And the very first question that you get is why? You just know horrible things happen in there.
Way, all of them.
Let's see if anyone opens.
Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I try to find a spot for my son Joey, and they would not open the door. I want to put my son Joey in daycare. Cause I need a spot to put my son Joey.
Yes.
Is this your daycare center?
No, I work there. What's happened?
I just want to put a child in daycare, but all the daycare centers seem to be closed. No one's opening the doors.
You work here?
I was, yeah. What's happened?
Where are the kids?
Yeah.
It says it's licensed for 74 children. Right here, state of Minnesota. Where are the kids? They got paid $1.26 million in fiscal year 2025. It says they have a capacity for 74 children.
When?
Where are the kids? Right here. State of Minnesota website.
Now the owner of the daycare is going to pretend that he can't understand. Suddenly he doesn't speak good English. He doesn't read. You need a translator. Can you write that paper in Somali for me? Can you translate this into Durka for me?
You work here and you don't know?
I don't know. I was there before. I don't know what's going on.
Were there any kids when you worked there?
He's there. Kids there. What's
How
up?
many?
I don't know. I
You
never
don't
looked.
know?
Yeah.
You worked there. Okay, well, then you're not of any help.
Can I put my son in a daycare here?
No, I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No. Yeah, I would like to see if I can put my son Joey here.
Who's your son, Joey?
My son Joey. Can I check out daycare center?
My son. No. You're a liar.
Is Minnesota conquered? I'm starting to get hostile takeover vibes in this video.
The
Do you put your kid here in this daycare?
No.
There is one child in there. Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of your curry.
Because of my color. You said you're scared of me because of my color. Does that make you a racist?
Yeah, no.
Scary white man. You see? Does Nick Shirley look like a scary white man to you guys? She said Nick is scary. Does Nick Shirley look like a scary? His name is Shirley, for Christ's sake. Does he look like a scary white guy? Come on, man.
But you said you're scared of me because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist. So right now they're all getting mad because he's shown the paperwork of this business being registered as a business. 74 children, no children. We saw one child when the lady opened up the door.
So
But now
where did
they're
this
all
money
getting
go?
mad.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Ask the owner and the kids.
Well, then why are you talking for the owner if you're telling me to talk to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understand what you're talking about.
Do you have a child here?
No.
Does anybody?
No.
Where are the 74 kids? Did you lose them? Did you lose these kids? Do I need to call someone? Do I need to?
Did you lose the kids? How come every time we look for these Somali children, they can never be found? We go check the daycares, there's no children there. We go looking at the playground for the kid that got called an N-word. He's a ghost. He never appears. It's like he just disappeared. Maybe he went back to Somalia where nobody can call him the N-word.
Issue an Amber Alert for missing children? Are these children missing? It's not my business that children are missing. 74 infants and toddlers, preschool.
The proof's right there. There's no children anywhere.
It's from the state of Minnesota right here.
Hey, Red Illusion, that is a great theory. What if the Somali children are just naturally invisible? What if they have like some genetic anti-predatory mechanism where the Somali children are just like invisible to the white man's eyes if they want to be? They just like blend into the background. They have camouflage. Like there are actually 14 Somalian children right now on the screen and you can't even tell. Right now, there are 14 Somali children on the screen, but they are perfectly camouflaged. You wouldn't even know unless you bumped into them, you stumble over one or something. What if they just have like some really, really ancient African anti-white male DNA? Like they just have this anti-predatory thing where the white man can never spot them unless they want to be spotted. Be like, don't move. Stand perfectly still till the white people leave.
I think we're moving on to the next location. Have a good day. As we continue to show the blatant fraud that was taking place here in Minnesota, Somalis started following us around the city. And now we're being followed by the Somalis. This is another daycare center, absolutely no signage, and there's no footprints in the snow. Children playing outside.
Daycare center looked like an organized trap house. It looks like Gus Fring cooks meth in that daycare center. Daycare center owned by Gustavo Fring.
$5 million within the past
5.9 million in 2 years. 5.9 million they received in 2 years. That facility right there.
And now we have a group of Somalis telling us in our vehicle right now. From this daycare center, we headed over to the infamous Quality Learning Center, which actually spells Quality Leering Center on the outside of their sign. That's how blatant this fraud is.
Quality Luring Center. The Quality Luring. center. Bro. Anytime you guys are ready, you can stop being nice, you know. Because that's really what all this is, just because people just wanted to be nice, you know. Nobody wanted to be called racist. Nobody wanted to be called mean, a bigot, a xenophobe, you know. You hate brown people, all those things, you know. All you got to do is stop being nice.
Make it stop. Make the hurt stop, please. Like,
the Leering Center on the outside of their sign. That's how blatant this fraud is here at this daycare.
don't open up.
So this is Quality Leering Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They
up.
said they spelt learning wrong.
Don't open up.
How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up.
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up. We have ice.
And what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up.
and getting $4 million over
Open
the
up. It's ice.
$4 million in the last 2 years?
Go away.
What do you think about that? Are you?
The more I think about it, at least like 75% of the worst white women are just liberal. There's something just really awful about the liberal white chicks. Just
In favor? Are you in favor of that?
Go away.
You know where
You're
the-
not welcome here.
Are you-
Shame on you.
Are you in favor of $1.9 million going illegally, fraudulently to this business that has Quality Learning Center but can't even spell learning right on the door?
Don't open up.
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are. You don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up. It's ice.
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children in here at this building, but there's no one here. This is a child daycare center.
99 children. Paid $1.9 million this year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away? Where are the children? This is state of Minnesota. Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah. So who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States.
white man out here trying to bring order back to his country, and meanwhile, white woman is making hostage videos with her Somali abductors and shit. Doesn't this give hostage video vibes?
Assalamu alaikum. My name's Peggy Flanagan. I am the Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota, and I'm really honored and humbled to be here with all of you today. I am incredibly clear that the Somali community is part of the fabric of the state of Minnesota. I think about my friendship with Nimco. We've been friends for almost 25 years. And when I think of being part of Minnesota and growing,
Nimco is not your friend. Nimco is going to save you for last, but she's going to skin you with the rest of them. I promise you. Nimco's going to wear your scalp as a trophy one day.
growing up here, the Somali community has always been a part of my Minnesota. So I want to just encourage the community to know that we're with you. We've got your back. I am here shopping today, and just encourage other folks to show up, support our Somali businesses, support our immigrant neighbors. And I know that things are scary right now. And just know that there are more people who are looking out for you. There are more people who are here to support you than you know. I will continue to stand with the Somali community to be with you and to do all I can to return the friendship and community that the Somali community has shown me. Thank you so much.
Straight up hostage video, bro. I'm telling you, bro, Minnesota has been conquered. Quietly.
Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
Where?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child. You've never seen daycare.
I haven't seen anybody here.
We're going to educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare center? They spelled learning wrong. They've received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
99 children.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None at all. None.
This year they got 1.9 million. Last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money for 99 children. We just want to know, where are the kids?
Right.
Where are the children?
I don't see them. I've been here since 2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that.
seen
here.
a child here.
No, not at all.
And so you've
8
never
years.
seen a child here for 8 years?
Nope, not at all.
And how does that make you feel, knowing that this place is receiving $1.9 million?
Disgusting. I mean, what the hell? They stealing the money. That's a federal grant too. That's, if they get caught for that, it's a federal offense. I know. I studied law.
And do you think Tim Walz should go to jail for all the fraud that he's enabled here in his state?
That's him doing this? Heck yeah. He's got to be held accountable for this.
I mean, it's even worse if he's not in on it. There's so much going on. It just makes sense that he's getting a piece of it somehow, some way. This is a giant issue. And then it's such a an entrenched problem that you can't just go in there with local law enforcement. You're really gonna have to come in with the feds, bro, and some guys in black masks, bro. I'm telling you, you're just gonna have to snatch a few people up until they crack. Because these people aren't gonna crack easy.
I mean, there's no rhyme or reason what's going on here. It's simple. It's nothing there. It's a parking lot.
And look, they even spelled learning wrong on their sign for a place that's supposed to be educating children.
That's crazy. I mean, who runs it? Who supposedly runs it?
Somalians.
Oh my god. Well, where? Yeah, it's just. I've never seen nobody here at all.
So how long have you been living here?
Since 2017.
You've never seen a single child walk in that building?
No, not at all.
Never seen one kid in there. That's how brazen they are. They didn't even fake a kid. They didn't even pretend. They didn't even show up with their own kids every now and then to make it look good. Just have their own kids walk in and out and change clothes to make it look like a different kid. They didn't do none of that.
So this daycare center is literally just a place to traffic money. $1.9 million just this year alone. And this guy's been living here for 8 years and has never seen a single child walk through those doors. There's no windows either.
No.
And the only window they do have, the door, is blacked out.
Yep, I see that. I've never seen anybody go in there.
Within just a few hours, we nearly approached $20 million in fraud, and we headed over to George Floyd's neighborhood to expose more of the fraud taking place.
This place is called.
No,
Future
not in
Leaders
Floydville. No, don't tell me they're scamming Floydville. Haven't the people of Floydville been through enough? Haven't the people of Floydville suffered? Have they not borne the brunt of the tragedy long enough? No, come on. Not Floydville. No. I can't believe they would do that to the people of George Floyd's neighborhood.
$20 million in fraud, and we headed over to George Floyd's neighborhood to expose more of the fraud taking place.
This place is called Future Leaders Early Learning Center, and it's licensed for 90 children. And in fiscal year 2025, they received $3.6 million. In fiscal year 2024, they received $3 million. So in 2 years, they got $6.67 million, claiming they have 90 children every day of the week, 5 days a week. So let's find out.
Are making just about more money than NBA athletes.
And we don't even know if they're paying taxes, but
they're making NBA money. Ballin'.
We don't know where this money is going. Is it going to terrorism? Where is it going? But it's theft, it's fraud. And the reason I'm involved is I want it to stop. I care about Minnesota. I'm doing this for the people of Minnesota. I don't make a dime off all this time I've spent on this. I put my life at risk several times.
I hope you're strapped right now. I hope somebody in your group is armed right now, just in case. You never know.
But I'm determined to see this through and to correct what is wrong, what is evil.
Here at Future Leaders Early Learning Center, this building received over $3 million. Hello, how are you? I would like to see if I could bring little Joey, my son, little Joey here. Is there paperwork or can I check out the daycare? No? Why can't I check out the daycare?
At least she didn't jump straight. Why? Just right down to business now. Nah. Fuck you in, Joey, nigga.
Here.
It's not here.
Okay, but if I can I get paperwork or anything to submit my son, little Joey, to come in here to daycare? We'd really like to put Joey in this.
Nah. I don't like you. And I think I ain't gonna like Joey either. Nah, we good. We good. We don't need none of that.
Daycare, we've heard great things.
Business card?
No, I would like your business card, actually.
You talk to your manager.
Okay, can I speak with somebody? Where are the children at? Are there children here today?
No.
No children.
Yes.
Why are there no children?
Two of Mexico.
Maybe they were on a field trip. Maybe they went to the mosque to go pray. Because, that means they got to go like 5 times a day. So what if every time they come to one of these daycare centers and there's no kids there, they were just on a field trip. They went to the mosque to go pray.
Would my son, little Joey, have friends to play with here? No. No friends for little Joey.
No friends for little Joey. That eerily sounds like, a prophecy for the future of America. No friends for little Joey. It was terrible work. No friends for little Joey. Doesn't Joey deserve friends? Doesn't Joey deserve to hang out in a daycare center with a friendly, warm American staff? They speak English. They read shit like Thomas the Train Engine. Play with those big-ass wooden blocks on the floor like you used to do back when you were a kid. Joey can't get none of that. No friends for Joey. Crazy.
Play with here? Would my son, little Joey, have friends to play with here? No.
Yes.
No friends for little Joey.
Yes. Sorry.
Dang it. Well,
Damn,
have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
So, little Joey would not be accepted to that daycare.
Joey's still homeless.
Joey's still looking for daycare.
And because little Joey couldn't get into a daycare, we went to an autism center, as they have been popping up everywhere as a rise of autism has occurred here in Minnesota because of the government funds that they're receiving. I tried to check my son Joey.
Oh yeah, the autism, bro. Almost everybody in Minnesota has the autism. Did you know that? Almost everybody in Minnesota has the autism. It's weird. Like, we should probably not even let the whole state vote. I think we should just have the other 49 states, do the voting, because almost everybody in Minnesota has the autism, and I just don't want to trust them anymore.
Center, as they have been popping up everywhere as a rise of autism has occurred here in Minnesota because of the government funds that they're receiving. I tried to check my son Joey into an autism center.
We've been going to a lot of these daycare centers. We're trying to find a spot for our little boy Joey, but we thought maybe we could check him in the autism center because none of the daycare centers are open. Yeah, and how many kids do you guys have at this autism center?
I can't give you a number now.
Like more than 5?
Probably.
Probably, so you don't really know?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about like the fraud that's been labeled on the
See, he probably has the autism too. Look at him. All right, look at him. Chat. Look at this guy. I'm not a medical professional, so I don't want you to take this as medical advice. We're not going to do that. But put a 1 in the chat if you think he has the look of the autism. Put a 1 in the chat if he looks like adultism. Adultism sounds crazy now that I think about it. But he looks like he has the look of the autism. There's just something weird. It's deep in the eyes. There's a lot of autism in the eyes. There's a whole lot of autism. They got the 1,000 autism stare. 1,000 autisms all buried in one.
autism centers here? What do you guys do think about the fraud, or how come the autism centers are popping up?
I can't
What news? Are you a news reporter?
My name's Nick. We're doing a little documentary trying to find little Joey a spot to put himself in one of these centers here because there's
So why are you asking us about
the fraud.
Yeah.
You know what? Not only do you not see the children, now that I think about it, shout out to the Somali parenting, because Somalis must be like excellent parents. Not only are the children invisible, which is like a natural, to defense that is just built in genetically or whatever. It's like they got like camouflage or some shit, but they are quiet. You never heard it, not once. We're like halfway through this video. Not once have you even heard a Somali child playing in the background. Why are the children so quiet? They are quiet. They are invisible. These are the most well-behaved children ever. Imagine walking around a Somali neighborhood for like 3 or 4 days trying to get content and you never see one child. I'm telling you, nobody, I think that whole Shiloh Hendrix N-word thing, it was like, it had to be fake. That was not a real kid. There's something wrong here. This whole thing is just, I'm confused. I'm confused, man. How come the Somali kids don't make no noise?
Because we want to make sure we're going to legit business.
Maybe it's the tism. Maybe that's why they're quiet. Maybe that's why they don't even make noise. What if they all have the tism and they're just like, ooh. You can't even hear them unless you're like in the room next to them. What if that's it? What if they all have the tism and they're just like standing there quietly, really, really still? Somali tism. Look at this nigga. Tell me that's not tism. I'm telling you, there's tism in them eyes, boy. I tell you, he got the tism all in his eyes. He got tism eyes.
Business if we're going to bring our little boy Joey here.
This is not a Joey spot. Yeah. But that's our number on you. You can call it. But this is we can't let you guys see. So.
Okay, thank you. So once again, little Joey, he can't even go to daycare, and now they won't even accept him if he has autism.
And again, no kids. Couldn't tell you how many kids they.
I get the feeling they would only make Joey's tism worse anyway. Don't send Joey around these people. Don't leave Joey alone around these people.
After being able to provide no evidence of them actually being an autism center in a place where a child could go, they shut the door and we headed to the next fraudulent daycare center that was just around the corner.
We're on to the next location. We're still trying to find little Joey a place to go to get some daycare.
So where we're going now is a place called Super Kids Daycare Center. Interestingly, this daycare center was shut down when it was called Creative Minds Daycare, and it had received $2.45 million this fiscal year, 2025. They had to shut down because there were so many violations, and they went and they just reopened under a new license, and they renamed the center Super Kids Daycare Center, LLC.
So they got shut down, then started another one.
Literally the next day.
Creative.
Hey, man, sometimes you got to take some of your old pack money and re-up and get a new pack. You know, the game is the game. Last week we were selling red tops. Today we selling blue tops. Next week we're going to be selling purple tops, bro. The game is the game.
Minds Daycare, $2.45 million got sent to this daycare center. We have empty parking lot. We do have a bus here. This is different. We'll see if we see anybody.
I knocked on the door. Absolutely nobody was inside. And once again, no children could be heard anywhere.
So David, once again, another child daycare center. We have a bus out here. No one's inside. Licensed for over 50 kids. No children anywhere.
They heard the white man coming. They heard the white man coming. They all hit invisible mode. Started doing that quiet autism shit they do. I'm telling you, they heard the white man coming. It was like, hey, everybody move. Do your tism.
But yet, millions of dollars every single year.
So the sign says Creative Minds Daycare. They got in so much trouble. They had so many violations that they had to shut down, and they reopened the next day under Super Kids Daycare Center. You see 3801 Portland, 3801 Portland, which is where we are.
So that's fraud right there alone.
Millions and millions of dollars. And again, the kids are missing. Where are the kids?
And you'd think if they had the same address, that whoever's inside or working at the Capitol here inside of Minnesota would just say, oh, maybe that's a red flag.
They just write the check. Human Services, they got to clean out the whole bunch. They're the ones who enabled this fraud. How can you not look and say, wait a minute, these two are registered at the same address?
On top of all of the childcare centers, that's just only a small piece of the fraud. What other fraud are they committing here in Minnesota?
So another major piece.
Whatever fraud the actual Somalians are committing, the Somalis are committing in Minnesota, I guarantee you, there's an upper caste of white elite politicians and government officials and well-placed individuals who are getting money and low-key approving this whole thing. I guarantee you the Somalis are not good enough to just run it all the way to the top. There's an upper crust on this whole thing. And that is why Melissa Hortman was shot by some weird middle-aged white guy.
Of the fraud is the home health care industry. Where we're going now is a building that has 14 Somali-owned home health care companies in the same building.
14 of the same healthcare companies in one building.
14 home health care companies with different names in the same building.
How bad has Tim Walz managed the budget here inside of Minnesota?
So the last biennium, we had an $18 billion surplus. This biennium, we have a $6 billion deficit. That's a $24 billion swing in one biennium. How in the world can you burn through $24 billion in 2 years? This is how, right here. This is a huge part of it.
And so would you say a lot of that is fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Absolutely. I would say better than 90% of it is absolute outright fraud.
And a large percentage of the...
And all that because nobody wanted to be called a racist. Nobody wanted to be accused of the magical word.
This fraud is from these healthcare companies that are charging the state millions of dollars while they actually aren't providing anything. In fact, the FBI just did a raid a few days ago on a building similar to the one we are about to enter. Inside of this building, there were 14 of nearly the exact same businesses offering the exact same services.
Right here, you have a list of all of the healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare. Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here. No. Why can't I get healthcare here? No, wait. Warning, you are under video surveillance. No trespassing, security, armed.
Armed security at the Somali healthcare office? Nice touch.
This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare. Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare here, healthcare right here, another healthcare company right here. There are 3 healthcare companies inside of this building right here in this room of 7C. Now,
you know how there's like this meme about, we're importing all these doctors and professionals, we found all the foreign doctors. Apparently they all work in this one building. All of the obstetricians and the pediatricians and whatnot, the phlebotomists, all of them, they work in this one building.
Now we have another Helping Hands Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
This place looked dingy. This office looked like it'll make you sick when you get in there. Like, I was fine till I got here. Now that I'm here, I'm not feeling so good. Why does it look dark and dingy in your healthcare office?
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been. Literally, healthcare every door you go to. Yet no.
Are they being followed? Who are these guys?
Nobody will give you a rate. How much money do you think's been funneled through this building?
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million at least.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers, and they actually took down our information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
We received a complaint that gentleman mentioning your description were in this building harassing the individuals who stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rate.
They called the police on him. They called the white man on the white man, y'all. Uno reverse, nigga.
Rates for healthcare. Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building, so. Okay.
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here.
The Somali said, I got my own white man too. Now what? I got my own white people. And they have guns. Now what?
And he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers, everyone here is fraudulent.
Okay. So
he's here with some kind of like propaganda.
No, we're just checking.
No, this is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason that you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived. We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
as we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis filmed us as we left, and we headed over to the next building that had 22 of the same home health care providers operating from inside of the building.
Right.
I'm gonna ask again. I think I'm gonna have to put a poll in the chat. I'm gonna have to make a poll up, but has Somalia been conquered? I'm sorry, has Minnesota been conquered by the Somalis?
Here you have multicultural home care. And right here it says it's open, but can't even get in. Another Reliance Recovery Center. Mercy and Grace Care, Inc. Right here you have Den Eritrean Youth Development Association of Minnesota. Another child care center. Welcome to Bright Beginning Center. But what do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Sorry. No comments. Can I please?
Right here you have Serenity Quality Care. All of these businesses are literally the same type of business, providing the same service in the same building. Another Convenience Home Healthcare Aid Inc. and Child Friendly Space. All these companies get money from the government. Why would you have the same company essentially inside of the same building, door to door? Right here, Queenly Home Healthcare. It just does not make sense. If you're trying to operate a business, you'd want to have less competition. But here, they have all of their competition right next door. We're wondering, because we hear there's lots of fraud taking place here in Minnesota, and we're wondering, why is there so many of the same companies inside of this same building?
No, I don't know that.
What do you think?
Tell you, it's like one big storage building. And God knows what other smaller scams they're running in these offices all day, just, making phones, calling international, trading camels for goats and shit like that.
Think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
I don't have any idea about that fraud, okay?
Mhm.
That's it.
What do you think about the news articles and what's being spread on the news about the fraud?
Right now, you are doing something wrong.
I'm just asking you.
No, you
about
don't
the
have
fraud.
to ask me, okay? Don't
Oh.
ask me that question again.
Okay.
Okay?
Who can I speak to?
Hmm?
Who can I speak to? Okay. As soon as you confront them about the fraud, they get angry. When these people have these home healthcare companies, you're seeing them everywhere inside this building. What kind of fraud are they committing?
So there's false documentation being submitted to the state of Minnesota for services never provided. They're having forms signed in advance for services that were then never rendered. As far as a year or 2 years in advance, they'll have someone sign these forms at one sitting, and then they just file those with the state of Minnesota, and nobody from the state of Minnesota bothers to check that those services were ever provided.
So they're essentially just using people saying that they had these services provided months or even years ago, then filing the paperwork and then receiving money from the government.
Right, and the Somali community is a very closed community, so everybody's in on it. and they don't want to talk, as you can see.
And for this building, I'm going to give an estimate of around 30.
Stop snitching. The Somalis believe in no snitching. This is how you win. Look, if everybody stay quiet, nobody goes to jail.
$30 million for how much fraud is taking place. That is a very low estimate. However, still a lot of money in fraud. And do you think there is fraud taking place here? I don't know. Yeah. Do you have any idea what any of these businesses are doing?
I never ask.
And now, with upwards of $100 million in fraud, we headed to one more daycare. And this one gets a little spicy as we get chased out at the very end. And after this, we'll be heading to the state capitol to confront the incompetent government leaders who have enabled this fraud to happen. And I knew this video was going to be super dangerous to film because of obviously how hostile it is, and as we are exposing legit fraud happening. I did get security for this video, and I was able to do it through the Black Line Guardian. And if you guys want to help fund my security in the future, you can go down to the link down below. They're not paying me to say any of this. They came and decided to help me out for this video.
I was wondering who those guys were behind him. Probably the security. Okay, makes more sense now.
So you can go to Black Line Guardian, the link's down below, and click Guardian for Nick, and those funds will directly go to my security and future videos as we are exposing lots of things happening, especially with this fraud. Like I said, they're not sponsoring this video. I'm just giving them a shout out because of how they helped me. So go down to the link down below, click Guardian for Nick, and let's keep going. And now we're going to the next location. Now, this child daycare center, this one's different than all the other ones we've been to. Tell us about this one.
This one is different because, according to the state of Minnesota, this 312 West Lake Street houses not one, not two, but 3 child care centers and is licensed to hold 102 children. And in fiscal year 2025 was paid $2.66 million by the state of Minnesota.
And this is the building right here. So this building alone made...
Getting money. Look at this nasty building. Imagine bringing your child into this nasty looking building.
$2.6 million. Let's see if anybody's inside.
Look at the door. You would bring your child here to get well? Does this look like a place that heals children?
Now we're inside of the building where there's apparently 4 child care centers.
We met this lady and we followed her to the back of the building where the daycare was supposedly at.
So right here we have 2 child daycare centers. We have the Minnesota Child Care Center, and then we also have Nuna. Between the two, $2.66 million. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Why are you recording?
Yes. We would like to know.
Well, it says we're trying to figure out 102 children. Is that for this facility?
What is the name? Do I see the
It's from the state of Minnesota website. It says you have 102 children here in your child care.
Which child care means a lot of
Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota's website. We're just wondering where the children are.
where the children are.
Are they invisible? Are the children invisible? Do they just like automatically go into like invisibility mode when the white man shows up? Is it just like a natural defense they can't even help? You know, like those sheep that just fall over and play dead as soon as they get scared? Is that what happens to the kids as soon as the white man shows up? It's like, everybody stop. Hammer time. Like, is that what happens?
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here, and you got $2.66 million this year in funding, and $2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley.
And where are you? Which department? That is harassment.
Oh, we are from ourselves.
Yeah.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. Look at that.
Damn.
Shut us down. Where?
Literally slammed the door.
That is harassment.
Oh, we are from ourselves.
Yeah.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. Look at that. Shut us down. Where are the children at? No children inside of this daycare center. And look at this daycare center right here. No children inside of this daycare center, but
No
between
children. So there's like this big building with multiple daycare centers in it. Look at this big ass building. Look how high the ceiling is behind him. Building probably has a gymnasium in it. Maybe a swimming pool. There's a game room. But there are no children. You don't even hear the sound of children playing. You don't even hear the noise of children in the background. Where are the children? There aren't even like, stray children running around. Nobody needs to go get a drink of water. These damn kids, kids always need to go get a drink of water. No kids running around trying to get to the water fountain. Where are the children? It's amazing. It's really, I'm starting to think Somali children don't become fully visible until after puberty. That's when their whole like genetic defense starts to kind of wear off and they can fully interact with the white man. I'm starting to think Somali children are basically like opaque until after puberty. They're like chameleons until like 13 or something, like 12, 13-ish. Then you start to notice them maybe. Where are all the children? Goddamn disappearing Somalis, bro. This is wild.
Buildings over $2.6 million. We are just curious, where are the children at? Do you know where the children are at? No. Where are the children at in these daycare centers?
I don't care.
How come these childcare centers have no children?
I don't know.
There's $2.6 million inside these businesses that were given by the government, but there's no children to be seen anywhere. People deserve to know where their taxes are going. If these companies and these daycare centers are making upwards of $2.6 million and there's no children to be seen anywhere, something fraudulent is happening. And that is not make you racist, Islamophobic. This is just the truth of what's happening here in Minnesota. If there's a bunch of white people doing the same thing, we'd be talking about the same issue. This is just fraud at unprecedented levels here inside Minnesota. It's actually very concerning. Where are the children at inside of these buildings? They're nowhere to be seen. Millions of dollars are being sent into these daycare centers all across Minnesota, and there's not a child to be seen anywhere. Here's another daycare center inside this same building.
We don't want you to be videotaping anything.
Where is all the money going for if there's no children at these daycare centers?
Sir,
Yes.
I told you, please leave.
Yes, we have a question though. Where is the children at these daycare centers if there's millions of dollars?
Ask the local government, yeah.
Oh, we've asked. We have the paper here. So we're wondering where the money and where the children are at. We have the paper right here. Come.
Is that school security? Is that the armed security that the daycares hire? Is that who that is? They have their own security guards. It's like local Somali muscle.
Come here.
Who are you, first of all?
My name's Nick Shirley.
You don't have any permission to record me, period.
Can we talk outside?
You don't have permission to record.
She doesn't either have. She doesn't have permission to record me.
You cannot stop people on the street and question them.
We can ask.
You don't have any permission.
Where are the children?
I will sue you. You don't have any permission. We have nothing to do with this. You
Okay.
understand?
Then are there
So
children?
leave. Please leave.
Are there children here?
Please leave.
Where are the children? $2.6 million for a daycare center.
You ask whoever you think is doing that. You don't know what you're talking about. So leave. Leave.
Tell us what's happening here then.
I said leave.
We're wondering what's
We
happening.
are not a child care. We are nothing to do with it. We're common people walking. And
Yes.
you are-
We are just good, honest, hardworking Somalis with invisible children. That's all. We are just good, hardworking people with invisible children. How dare you come up here and accuse us of whatever it is you're accusing us of? My sweet, innocent, invisible kids don't need this.
We're not accusing you. We're asking where the children are at.
Don't ask me anything.
We're not
I'm
accusing
gonna
you.
ask-
We're asking the daycare centers.
I am not going to answer. And you have
Where are the children at?
leave. Leave.
We just want to know, where are the children?
Who you work for?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Who do you work for?
I work for myself, Nick Shirley.
Okay, what are you recording?
We're wondering, where are the children? $2.66 million for
You're not talking to
the
the
Minnesota
right person.
Child Care Center.
You're not talking to the right person.
Are there children that come here? Answer
You're
the
not
question.
talking
Are
to
there
the right
children?
person. Leave.
There's no children inside this
You
building.
don't know who you're talking to. Leave.
That's just a simple question. Where are the children at? David, they won't even answer. We asked him, plain and simple, where are the children? Dude.
The children are right behind you. The children are in there. You just can't tell. You can't see them because you're a white man.
Children come here.
This is why I've had my life. I've been attacked twice. Once with a knife, and the other time I was jumped last Saturday by 3 Somali men simply for asking questions about what was going on. And they're very, very violent people. They do not like this fraud to be exposed.
They are very, very violent people, you say? It's a shame you had to find out the hard way. We've always known over here. I could have told you this a long time ago.
And I said it from the start. This is advanced darkness. This is heart of darkness. This is the jungle drum. This is the fertility goddess of chaos. They're literally going to eat your balls. They're going to cut your fucking nuts off and eat them.
Whoa, what? They're gonna what?
After giving this man plenty of opportunities to answer the simple question, where are the children, he called the cops on us and we headed to the state capitol where they're having a meeting about the fraud to confront the state representatives and people in the government who have enabled and let this fraud happen. Inside of this committee, a Republican representative showed charts showing exactly how this fraud has been committed and who is profiting and connecting all the dots. And while the Democrat representatives looked into the abyss, one of them spoke about how none of this is building trust and how this is a nonpartisan issue. So I went and confronted her after that.
Yes, but he has some very valid questions to ask about what's going on here in Minnesota. And do you think this fraud
I don't know who
crosses?
you are.
My name is Nick Shirley. Do you think this fraud is Republican or Democrat, or just facts that fraud is happening? Because because that's what I heard you talking about.
I know what I said is that
because
what we're talking about
we want to build.
And we've met one of the final bosses now. I think we're at the boss level. Overweight Karen with glasses. Feels like boss level shit. Get them likes up, y'all. Get them likes up. I think we are meeting the boss level. Put those likes up for me. Throw $1 in the hat. I think we finally met the final boss, y'all.
Give me the money. Give me the money. I would do it. Give me the money.
All right. I think we're on to something here. We're on to something now. We got to the boss. She knows where the money goes, y'all. Let's see what happens when you get to the boss level.
Take control. Take control of your city.
Trust, but fraud is fraud. So why should we be enabling fraud to happen here?
No, I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
Okay, sir.
No. This
Sir,
is not.
sir.
When are you going to hold Governor Walz? No. She is a representative for the state of Minnesota. Yes or no?
Excuse me.
Yes. Are you?
If you're going to talk to me.
Whoa, where did this angry coon come from? Holy shit. Holy shit. The white guy pulled out a special move. He released an angry coon on a Karen. Oh shit, I didn't see that one coming.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
An angry gay coon against a middle-aged fat white Karen. Oh shit. Look at Nick Shirley in the back. Oh shit. Oh. That nigga did a special move. I didn't even know this was about to happen. Damn, well played. Well played.
Like
Are you
that?
going to say to her, I'm a disability advocate?
I heard you, and
get
got a chance
overstimulated.
to testify.
Thank you for
testifying
today. No.
Ma'am, the facts are the facts that fraud is happening here, and it's not a nonpartisan issue. How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath
I think
the
if you've
government
been
here?
listening to our hearings, we've had now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who both Democrat and Republicans. I think
Yes.
what you heard today is that the Republicans who control this committee are not actually interested in solving fraud. What they're interested in
Well,
is telling a story.
This fraud has happened underneath Democrat leader Tim Walz.
There has been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans. There's fraud within the Trump administration. We have is fraud. Private providers have made government a mark.
All this fraud and not Ned nigga involved. Shout out to Chocolate Bunny with the $2. She says it's all liberal Karen's fault. Yeah, I'm with you. It's all liberal Karen. You know, Jermaine, you're off the hook.
I'm done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
Nope, today it's Karen's fault. Karen let her little pets run wild, eat everybody out of house and home. Now we're gonna have to put the farm up for sale. Liberal Karen did this, y'all.
Make it stop. Make the hurt stop, please. Like.
And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue of how to keep fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also dealing with veterans. We're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that. If you look at United Health, currently is being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump. Medicaid fraud is a 50-state issue. And so, again, it is not a partisan issue. There are Democrats and Republicans who are sitting in that committee talking about it. But what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that.
Thank you for coming today.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well, you saw what happened there?
Dude going off in
And
the
these
background.
politicians are just walking off.
Look how he just came on camera, though. Look how this nigga just came on the camera. Hold up, this nigga got weird coon aura. He just came on the camera like a crazy nigga. Hold up. This is a moment. That was the moment.
You saw what happened there?
State of Minnesota that we live in. And these
Look how he just came in like this nigga aura is crazy, bro. I've never seen an aura like this.
Government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that.
Thank you for coming today.
Okay.
crazy.
Well, you saw what happened there?
State of Minnesota that we live in, and these politicians are just walking off, thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump. They want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who fucking doesn't care. How many?
Hey, black people, don't laugh, right? Nobody that's black in the chat can laugh, because this the only nigga that's on your fucking team. This the only nigga that's on your fucking team. God damn.
That nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay.
Thank you for coming today.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well, you saw what happened
The
there?
state of Minnesota that we live in, and these politicians are just walking off, thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump. They want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who fucking doesn't care. How many more people are gonna freaking die? How many more people are gonna go homeless? And how many more people are gonna be trafficked in our freaking system?
Right about now, that's when I need that one audio drop where he'd be like, fuck. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thoroughly cooked. not even thoroughly cooked, perfectly cooked. Like a perfect medium well steak. Still juice dripping out of it, like just really, really cooked, y'all. Incredibly cooked, man.
Thank you for coming today.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well,
If this
you saw what
really
happened
the
there?
state of Minnesota that we live in, and these politicians are just walking off, thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump. They want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who fucking doesn't care. How many more people are gonna freaking die? How many more people are gonna go homeless? And how many more people are gonna be trafficked in our freaking system?
All right, y'all playing games with me in the chat. Party says you got to choose him or FD signifier.
But I want to address this simping allegation. Do I simp for black women? Yes. I love black women. I don't like y'all niggas. This is an easy decision to make. Sorry.
Black men, choose your fighter. Damn, you see, this is why I don't like to play the black game. This is why I don't like to play the black game. That shit leaves you with a lot of awkward, weird choices and shit. You wind up in strange places, you gotta play the black game. I'm good. That's good, bro. I'm not even trying to do that. I am not trying to do that. Oh, man. Oh, man. Anyway, we've come to the end of Nick's video here. Shout out to Nick Shirley. Putting the hard work in, boots on the ground and whatnot. It looks like you've pretty much answered in the chat. Minnesota has fallen, all right? It's, you know, it's unfortunate, but it's true. Minnesota has fallen. How do we save Minnesota, though? You know, I propose that we, well, you know, those guys are probably too old now anyway, but, you know, we got to get those, we got to have to do another Black Hawk Down. There's going to be a Black Hawk Down, but it's going to be over Minnesota this time. It's crazy work, man. It's crazy. And then if you look, let me see. You got they're on the police force, man. They running shit in Minnesota right now, bro. They running shit. You call the police, a Somalian and a Keisha show up at your door. You're not disappointed you're gonna get. You're not deflated you're gonna feel when they show up.
markaan haddaan askarnahay Soomaaliyeed ininkaayni shaqaynaa habeenii maalinba ininkaayni taagannahay fahanteen horta sidaa ogtihiinba waddankan anaga qaxootiyan imaadnay askar Soomaaliya ma jirin marka hadda anaga markiina la haygareeyay waxay noqotay inaan dadkeena u shaqayno dadkii dhaqankii ma fahmaynaa luqadii ma fahmaynaa culturekii ma fahmaynaa marka qofka kale mataqaanaa ajnabiga abadaanka iyo anaga waa kala duwannahay because qofkii gaabkii waxa we build that bridge guys ma fahantay marka insha Allah waa mahadsantiin again ogaada askari kasta oo Soomaaliya dalka iyo dabadaba ininku inii shaqeeyaa habeenkii markaa hurudaan iyo markaa mataqaanaa achievetaanba ininka inii taagannahay oo markaan haddaan askarnahay Soomaaliyeed ininka inii shaqeynaa
Jawa talk. I'm sorry. You know what? I didn't even drop the graphic on that. My bad. Let me run that back one more time.
habeenii maalinba ininkaayni taagannahay ma fahanteen horta sidaa ogtihiinba waddankan anaga qaxootiyan imaadnay askar Soomaaliya ma jirin marka hadda anaga markiina la haygareeyay waxay noqotay inaan dadkeena u shaqayno dadkii dhaqankii ma fahmaynaa luqadii ma fahmaynaa culturekii ma fahmaynaa marka qofka kale mataqaanaa ajnabiga abadaanka iyo anaga waa kala duwannahay because qofkii gaabkii waxa we build that bridge guys ma fahantay marka insha Allah waa mahadsantiin again ogaada askari kasta oo Soomaaliya dalka iyo dabadaba inuu inii shaqeeyaa habeenkii markaa
So there it is, y'all. Anyway, we're going to wrap this one up, man. Do me a favor. Hit that like button as we get up out of here. Somalia has fallen. There's no taking it. There's no getting it back. I don't know how you're going to get it back, y'all.
Aspiring to be patriarchs like what white men have, that isn't freedom. That isn't going to help anybody. It's certainly not going to help Black people.
Oh, you know, my bad too. Shout out to Studio Ryu with the $5 super chat. He says, at ground zero since 1985. Damn, bro. Since 1985. Like I said, it's cooked. Well done, bro. It's well done.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.